Well, I should have the big green glasses on.
Oh, the sparkly ones?
I never even thought about that. Don't look at me. You didn't look at me. Say hi. We're live.
Oh, I'm pulling up our thingy so we can look at little questions. Hey, everybody. I'm really excited for today's show. It's very interesting.
Wow, it's awfully bright when you put these on. Oh, I could actually put them on over my glasses. It like changes the
hue?
The hue. It changes the hue.
I'm going to leave this here like that. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Cool.
Is that somebody talking?
That's you.
No, I'm talking about down.
Oh, no, it just says request to join.
From who?
Me. Like if I press that, what?
Then the screen splits.
Yep.
Yeah. If we have multiple people, how much does
I think
it
four.
split?
4 people?
But then do I still get to see myself on
Yes,
it?
you do.
We're just talking about things, of course, because we're killing time.
I think you'd be one of the squares. Like
I
a
could
total of 4 people, including yourself.
Oh. So apparently we can bring 3 people on with us at some point.
Which would be really cool.
Which would be really cool.
Yeah.
So remember, ask to join and we can get you joining. Allie, Amy, I can't see. I can't read.
You can't read?
I
It
can't.
doesn't tell me who's on.
It says Amy. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Okay, so we're talking, well, welcome, and every Tuesday we do these shows if you haven't been on. I'm so excited because, so it's Women's Month, right? And Women's History Month.
Yep.
Right? And at the end of every month, we do what that month stands for. Am I right?
Yep.
So last month we did Black History Month, and we talked about inventors, black inventors that changed the world we know it, right?
That's right.
So at the end of this month, we're going to be talking about women that changed the world and how they did it. But what's so cool, I got to tell you guys, and I'll repeat this throughout the thing, is that we're going to have a panel of some ladies who, from all different aspects of life and all different age ranges.
Who are making moves.
Yes, who are making moves and who had great women inspiration to help them in building what they do today, which I thought was pretty cool. So, somebody's going on and off. Well, we haven't really started yet. So, at the end of this month on the 28th, we will have 6 to 8 special guests, and we will have a little panel talking about the amount, how women changed their life and how it was an inspiration for them, you included.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be there.
Inspiration. That person's was an inspiration in what you do today.
Sure, absolutely.
So on the 28th, which is going to be a lot of fun, you guys, it's going to be Women History Month with a panel of people. So check it out. So I am not going to keep this on all night because even though it's brighter in here this way, it gets a little toasty. Especially with my braids in the back. My ponytail braids in the back. Because we're all about shenanigans.
Yes.
All about shenanigans. So, anyways, we have a few people on.
Oh, yay.
What time is it?
It's after 6:30.
It is after 6:30. So I'm taking this stuff off and I'll show it again later because it's a little hot. Whew. So we're going to talk about St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
And the history of St. Patrick's Day and what it is that you can do on a vintage and antique level. Thank you.
Yep.
Because I forget words. Once you hit 50, you'll forget words. It doesn't go from here to here. Of course, the 80s I don't remember except for maybe a day. That could have to do with it. So anyways, we're going to talk about St. Patrick himself and what he came from.
Why the shamrock is what it is.
Yeah.
And why green is the color we chose and why leprechauns are the mascot for St. Patrick's Day.
And then we're going to talk about how all this matters with vintage and antique level.
Yep.
Because a lot of it I didn't even know. And history goes right along with vintage and antique.
Yeah, we have lots to talk about today.
Yes. Because a lot of people, like I was talking with Steve earlier today and we were trying to decide. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
We were trying to decide, is anything green okay for Patrick's Day, or does it have to be related to Irish in some aspect?
Right, or have gold in it.
Or have gold in it, or be leprechaun-based, or shamrock-based, or whatever. So we're going to answer those questions tonight, and we're going to talk about how different ideas of things that you can do for the St. Patrick's Day that doesn't involve a lot of driving.
Or drinking.
Well, yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day. So drink all you want. Just let's try to avoid the driving.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Stay home and stay safe.
Get drunk at home. It's cheaper these days.
Literally.
So anyways, I'm going to let her start.
Cool, we're going to jump right on into things. So with me, we're going to be talking about leprechauns and all the facts that you need to know about leprechauns.
Leprechauns.
So starting this off,
little leprechauns.
We have a really cool piece of information that Jason and I were talking about earlier, and this comes to known of the tales of these small creatures first emerged in the 8th century. The 8th century.
Yeah.
When legends about tiny water dwellers began circulating amongst the Celts, which I thought was really cool. Their names were also thought, how did you pronounce it earlier?
Okay, so leprechaun comes from the name, I'm going to say it wrong, hold on. It comes from the name Leprechaun.
Yep.
Leprechaun, which means little people.
Yep, so it means the small body, no surprise, they only have to be about 2 to 3 feet tall.
Inches.
And, yep, 2 to 3, here's...
Or is it feet?
Yes.
Okay,
it's
2 to 3 feet tall.
So... It also asks, where do these people live? And in order to hide from humans, they are known to dwell under tiny underground caves or hollow tree trunks.
Yes, because they are water dwellers, really. And where the leprechaun came from was a folklore.
Yep.
A folklore in the Irish Celtic way back. I mean, just the kids would tell folklore of leprechauns. And I got to tell you, Leprechaun, the movie, it killed me that Jennifer Aniston is the face of that movie when she was like 5 down on the thing.
The only movie to ever scar me as a little kid. Like I could
was
watch
Leprechaun?
Yeah, like I could watch Friday the 13th and Freddy Krueger and go to sleep after that. But Leprechaun, that was one movie.
Why was that? Because he was
creepy
shorter
and
creeper?
Ugly and just they made him look so creepy and ugly. Like I don't know, it was a really weird movie.
So we do have some stuff that have leprechauns on it. Not a lot because it's going quick. So come in and take a look at it. But like, they're like the little leprechauns, the rainbow, stuff like that. So, you know what? I did not research the pot of gold.
Oh, I think I can find some stuff for you. And also, I also have here where it says that they are famous for being cobblers of the fairy world, and their name is also associated with the old term Leithbrogan, which means shoemaker, and this profession is what earns their iconic pots of gold.
Oh, there you go. Because they were making shoes.
Yep, because they were
shoemakers, so that's where the pot of gold comes from. And if you look back there, I don't know if you can see it. I'll bring one. Ooh, you can't see it.
What are you looking
Can you see it? It's right behind the lampshade. So I'm going to move you this way a little bit.
What are we looking at? Oh, right here, the pots of gold.
Yeah. If you look at it, it's right behind her head. There. You can see them. Step off. Yep. You can see them right back there. And what those are McCoy. That's a McCoy bean pot. So here we have a McCoy bean pot, right? Check it out, a McCoy bean pot. All I did was put some paper in and then a few little jewelry things to make it look like a pot of gold.
So cute.
And then you have your bean bowls, which is what she had in her hand.
Yep.
Those are what you would serve the bean soup in. But these are little pots of gold, and you can totally decorate a table using this type of thing as pots of gold.
So cute.
Isn't that cool? Set it right there. And then you have that cool look where it looks like everything is spilling out, and using vintage jewelry, stuff like that. Jewelry you have at home. It doesn't all have to be gold and yellow, but it just adds to the look.
And speaking of colors,
So Leprechaun.
Gold and green, let's talk to them about how another color was brought into play and other colors were brought into play.
I'll move to this side.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So over the years, the history of leprechauns have become associated with everything green, and they are now often depicted as old men wearing a hat and suit of this color, wearing buckled shoes, or smoking a pipe. But however, this was not only the case of wearing green. In fact, you might be surprised to know that they were originally depicted as wearing red, and they were thought of being dressed in this color for many, many years. And why were they wearing red?
Well, they were wearing green. Well, I can tell you why they were green. They originally leprechauns would be red and green.
Yep.
But let's talk about green. And yes, green. One of the questions is anything green? Can anything green be used for St. Patrick's Day decorations? And yes, anything green can be. Hi, Maria.
Hello, Maria.
So anything green can be used for St. Patrick's Day. Green became the signature color of St. Patrick's Day for many reasons. The main reason, well, let's back up to St. Patrick's before I talk about green.
Okay.
St. Patrick himself, which was a true saint, a true saint back in the day. Let's make sure I have the right thing here. Yep. So March 17th, celebration started in 1631. The celebration of St. Patrick's Day started in 1631. Okay, a long time ago. That is a long time ago. However, it started to become big in 1631, but St. Patrick's himself died five centuries prior.
Oh, no way.
No, I'm sorry, 12 centuries prior. He died in the 8th BC. Yeah, 12 centuries prior was when he died. But he died and became a saint. And during the sainthood, all saints are they attach a botanical flower with each saint when they pass.
And that's where
the shamrock came from.
Woo!
Because St. Patrick ended up getting the shamrock. Look at him. See himself? This would be himself, and oh, check this out.
Yeah, this is a really cool mug.
Herself. Himself, herself.
And look at that.
Yes. So let's read that to them real quick. Irish coffee, right? Hilarious. May you be in heaven a half hour before the devil knows you're dead.
How great is that?
Isn't that hilarious? I love it. So the shamrock is considered the symbol for St. Patrick's Day because St. Patrick, who was actually born a different name, St. Patrick, which I thought was fascinating, was born, I'm going to say it wrong, it's spelled Maewgn, so Maewyn?
Maewyn?
And then Succat, Succat. Okay, so that was his name, and we're not going to say it again because it's hard to say. And when he became a priest, he changed his name to Patrick. In Irish, Patrick means father figure. Mm-hmm. So because he was a priest, he changed his name to Patrick, and therefore St. Patrick. Then the color green came in, even though the shamrock is green, and most botanicals that were attributed to a saint, what
She's coming to grab my keys, Jason.
Who is?
My friend Abby, she's at the front door.
Oh.
I was trying to sneak away.
So green, because the shamrock is green. The shamrock is green, right? And because Irish is shamrock, and because there were, you've got your royal army had blue, you've got your Russian army is mostly red, that Ireland chose green as their signature color for the Irish, for the, I wish I could do it without, for the Irish Rebellion. During the Irish Rebellion, they all wore green. So that solidified green being attributed to the Irish, being attributed to St. Patrick's Day. And did you know that he actually, when he became a priest, he went back to Ireland because he was born in Britain, which was under Roman control. So he was born Roman, even though he was born in Britain. And he went to seminary school in Britain, and then went back to Ireland once he was a priest to help convert Druidism to Christianity.
And you said Druidism was the most
Druidism
populated
in in like Ireland, Wales, stuff like that. Druidism was really popular and still is because it's the worship of Mother Nature for the most part, trees, stuff like that. So he went on that quest to try to convert. So with all of that together, most countries look at St. Patrick's Day as a day where they can step away from Lent. And it's a big cooking day. It's a feast, right? A food feast. And so therefore, they would have, because it is during Lent and they can step away for the food feast, they can eat and enjoy and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
And earlier you did say something to me about Lent and they were taking a break, but you said something about prescriptions and medicines being a part of that.
Well, prescriptions and because during when you prescriptions back then may mean something different than prescriptions today.
Okay.
So let's see what it says. Go ahead and
I found these while I was over there.
Find what it is.
Felt like they might enjoy seeing these. Says The Luck of the Irish circa 1999. I thought this was really cool. You guys might like to see. And this is honestly, this is really cool to see. I'm not sure if they dressed her up to just be a little girl wearing St. Patrick's Day or Shamrock attire, or if she's supposed to be a miniature leprechaun. And a fun fact is that there's actually no female leprechauns.
No.
So if they depicted her as to being a leprechaun, this is actually not correct.
Okay, so she's right. The St. Patrick's Day was happens during Lent, which provided a day off of prescriptions and abstinence.
Okay, gotcha.
So prescriptions could be anything else, pretty much, other than medication. Something you take for something, I guess. Leading up to Easter.
Okay.
Okay, so it gives them a break. One of the other fun facts about it is, if I remember where it is on here, New York City. New York City had the very first St. Patrick's Day parade in 1762, and but it wasn't until 1798, during the Irish Rebellion, that it became huge, and the green got attached. It became a party time. Beer became big during this because Ireland is known for drinking, so that's why that was done. Just like the Irish foods became popular in it, like corned beef and cabbage and stuff like that.
There's those comments just in case.
We only have 3 comments.
On my end, yeah. You might be able to see more on there.
I doubt it.
It looks like someone did comment, but I just can't read it from here. We are too pretty to be leprechauns. Mm-hmm. That's right. We are too pretty to be leprechauns.
Yeah, because leprechauns buy. Where's my water?
Oh.
I have to have a drink. I'm thirsty.
So while he's taking that little drink of water, here I have a couple of cool facts that I thought you guys would like to know. Pot of gold here, so I have a little snippet here about the pot of gold. One key component of the leprechaun story is their famous pot of gold, and they are known to possess and hoard their prized pots and traditionally hide this treasure.
Thank you for the lovely hearts. I love hearts. Give me more hearts.
This means that humans needed to catch them in order to find this fortune, as it is impossible to locate the end of the natural phenomenon.
So, have you ever found the end of the rainbow?
No, I have not, actually.
Has anybody ever found the end of the rainbow? Because I want to find the end of the rainbow. You'll find me sitting there.
And then I'm going to say, pay up, because you're at the end of the rainbow.
And I'll give you a token. So, there was something else I was going to talk about. Okay, did you know?
Ooh, okay, yes.
Did you know, and this may or may not mean that it's part of the St. Patrick's Day thing. So did you know, and I'm going to talk about Divine. Who knows who Divine is here? Divine, the famous drag queen from the 80s, who she sang. She was, okay, here's how you know who she is. She was in Hairspray, the original.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She was the mother in Hairspray. Pink Flamingos. She has a whole bank of movies and movies.
And then what happened to her right before her?
Okay, so in 1988, the world lost Divine. And in 1988, she had already done all her music and everything. And I'm going to tell you, Divine was Divine on stage. When she wasn't on stage, she was the male Divine. She only dressed as Divine while she was on stage. But let's talk about her for a minute. She was one of the most famous drag queens before RuPaul. And she actually died the night before. She died of a heart problem. Those of you who know who she is, she's really big. But she actually landed the role of Peg Bundy's mother on Married with Children in 1988. They were going to introduce who she actually was, the mother. And the night before Divine was supposed to read for the part,
unfortunately, she took her departure.
She died.
Yep.
So she never got to read to the part.
Darn.
So the Married with Children decided just to leave the mother to the imagination.
Just to let your mind wander about her.
Yep, and never ever casted anybody else to play the part. Also, did you know that she's also the inspiration for the octopus in Little Mermaid?
Oh wow, I did not. Ursula?
Yep. She's for Ursula in Little Mermaid.
I love that.
Okay. So what was another one?
Another did you know?
Yeah, or if you want to do one, you can.
Sure. I'll give one of my did you knows right now. It's really quick.
And then we'll talk about this and why it should be part of your St. Patrick's Day.
So, did you know that leprechauns have powers?
I think so.
And their power is regeneration. So their powers
Really?
can grant them the ability to grow fast healing wounds, missing limbs, organs, and they can even regenerate from being
So they're
torn
part
apart.
lizard?
Yep, pretty much. And they also have superhuman strength. They're immensely stronger to overpower humans with ease and can easily lift things 4 times their size.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So we're talking, for those of you who
Just popped in, we're talking about St.
we're talking
Patrick's
about
Day.
St. Patrick's Day. But I am gonna mention again, it is Women's History Month, and we are in the process of putting together a surprise for everybody for the 28th of March, for the last Tuesday in March and the last Tuesday in Women's History Month.
And we're going to have a bunch of bad butt women here talking about their struggles, their triumphs, and different things that they learned along the way of having a small business, but also...
Not all small business people, though.
True.
It's pretty much, yes, they're going to be talking about all of that, but they're also going to be talking about women of history and what they used, well, what those women of history helped them to be who they are today.
Yep.
I'm excited because I know some of the people attending are watching tonight, and I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be the first time we do something like that, and I am promoting it like crazy. We've now got 4 panel members so far, 4 of them, and I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm excited because, you know, I'm going to tell you, and I say this every time, and I mean it 100%. If it wasn't for women, all men, regardless of who you sleep with or what you do, would be dead.
Yes, literally.
Because we have no control when we want to do something. We do it, whether it's harmful to us or not.
And then you think about it afterwards.
Right. We have that mentality where it's like, oh, we'll just do it.
Yep. And
Whereas
then you're
women
like,
are like, stop.
Let's think about this
Let's think about this first. So I think it's important to know that in the bug and insect society, women are dominant, and
don't rip your head off.
they will, literally, after the goodies.
Yep, literally.
So anyways, I look forward to that. That is on the 28th of this month, and right now we have 4 people, business owners, as well as, business owners, people who work in the different business industries. We've got
different age ranges.
Stuff like that. So we're going to learn a lot, and we're also going to learn about these women that our panel speaks about and how they contributed to our society, and even women who deal with antiques and vintage that are antique and vintage now.
Gabby is so funny. She's in the comments. She's like, I don't think you can catch Jason at the end of a rainbow.
No, you're probably right. You're probably, well, it depends on who comes down first.
Yeah.
I may be leaving with one of them. Anyways, so how can something like this, a picnic basket, a metal picnic basket, it's green, and remember, anything green can go with anything any type of St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a picnic basket. So one of the fun things to do, and those of you on the West Coast, you can do this, or South, you can do this any time of the year. Here, you're not going to want to do it outside, but maybe a romantic St. Patrick's Day dinner.
Yeah, you can go to Belle Isle.
Yep, a picnic. You know,
it would be so nice.
It would be, or outside. Have it outside at your fire pit.
Yep, bonfires are always a good time.
Yep.
And board games. You guys could teach your friends about the history of St. Patrick's Day.
Fun time.
Literally, when the room gets all quiet, you can say, "Hey, I got some things to share."
Yes.
And let them know.
Because I'm telling you, senseless or not senseless. What's the word I'm looking for? Stuff you really don't need to know about, we all want to know.
Nonsense.
Yeah, nonsensical things are always interesting to hear.
Always.
Right? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me when somebody goes and spends a ton of money on a cup of coffee, but then bitches about how much milk costs.
Always, all the time. Like eggs.
You know what I mean?
Man, oh man.
Blows my mind. But anyways, so something like this, you can do something, fill it up and maybe get a nice St. Patrick's Day gift for your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, throuple. I don't care.
If that's your thing.
If that's your thing. Maybe have a nice you know,
you could
shrink
really
it.
do anything. You guys could really hang out, play board games. You could watch movies. You could watch Leprechaun. I mean, that is it's a cult classic movie. It is just very creepy and spooky.
So, because I'm all about thinking outside of the box when it comes to, oh, you can have your picnic at home. You could have it nice out. Listen to the wolf's tones. Nice Irish Celtic music, kind of cranberries maybe.
Heck yeah.
Cranberries maybe, Enya. You know, there's so many, the Clonad, there's so many different Irish musics that you can listen to and make it a great romantic evening. A picnic and some music with a cup of champagne or wine.
It'll be safe.
A glass of champagne or wine.
You could tell
or you could be like me and just put it in a cup.
Literally. I love that so much.
So, what else do we have here? Okay, Balik. Let's talk about Balik for a minute.
Stuff here.
Balik. Balik is a pottery, and a lot of people who like the finer things, like this Balik here. See this is Irish pottery, as you can see here. It is Balik, made in Ireland. Oops, I'm going this way. Made in Ireland. We have a ton of it. Okay, these are gorgeous. Look at these. These aren't Balik, but these are close. These are Tara. But look at that. I mean, a nice. You know what? Okay, you're not a tea drinker, right? So here's what you do. You take this right here, and you put dirt in it, and you grow 4-leaf clovers.
Clover, that'd be so cute.
Inside of a coffee mug.
And it's very easy to do, guys.
You can do 4-leaf clovers in there and grow them.
They'll practically grow anywhere.
Or you can do like parsley.
Yeah.
Inside of here, parsley inside of here. That way you can pinch it off and put it in your food.
Did you know that if you got to keep your eyes and ears open when you're around rainbow?
Why?
And the reason is because they often are heard tapping their tiny cobbler hammer in the distance, which signals listeners that they're near, and they can also be heard dancing away, and you'll hear their bells and coins.
As they're dancing on the rainbow?
Yep.
So, Dancing on the Rainbow, that sounds like a new song.
Yeah, literally.
It should be Dancing on the Rainbow. You can hear that's a song just developing in my head.
Always.
Because you can hear the change from the leprechaun as they dance across the rainbow. Hey! Right? So anyways, I'm going to show you some more Balik. What else do you have? Anything else?
We have this really cute. This is really cute. We have a lot of cool stuff. I really like this pin. I don't know if you want to relate this to St. Patrick's Day, but I will relate it to St. Patrick's Day.
Anything with a frog. I mean, he's cute, isn't he?
He's cute.
Mm-hmm. So, and Balik doesn't always have 4-leaf clovers on them. So if you're not big on having a bunch of 4-leaf clovers or any type of clovers on your out year round, these are also Balik and made in Ireland, right? Very thin bone china. And this has a different mark on it, as you can see. Oops, I keep going the wrong way. This makes it a little bit newer. These are probably 1970s, but they are extremely thin.
Are they porcelain or ceramic?
These are porcelain. They're actually bone porcelain, which means it's bone china, which means they have a little bit of bone dust in them, which allows it to give the thin, translucent look. And if you look through, you can see how translucent it is. And these are great. These are great to put out and have for St. Patrick's Day or just year round. You know,
we also have all of your dress attire needs if you're going to a St. Patrick's Day party and you're not really sure what you're going to wear, or if you're going to a party and you really just need something green, that would also be something great to wear too. We have dresses, we have button-ups, jackets, we have men's and women's clothing, jewelry, up the wazoo. So many green jewelry. Like, I just found this in one of the cups he was holding, which is really pretty.
And you know, if you're going to do that, that romantic dinner or whatever, it's good to grab something like a nice gold necklace or a nice necklace like this and drape it across the place setting.
Just to fit it into theme, it'll fill up the extra
and it's
space.
a gift for her.
Yeah.
Or him or whoever. You know, we have a ton of the Irish. You don't want to get pinched. Oh, you know what? We should check and see why they pinch. If you don't wear green. Have you never heard that? Okay, she's 23. How many of you have heard that if you don't wear green on St. Patrick's Day, you get pinched?
I'm looking it up.
How many? Come on, show me hearts. There's at least 5 of you on here. Hopefully more that I don't see. But,
right, let's see.
Everybody left apparently.
Oh, no.
Nobody's giving me love.
Okay, so it says, in addition, people wear green since shamrocks are commonly associated with the holiday. Mm-hmm. The folklore is that you get pinched on St. Patrick's Day for not wearing green. It makes you invisible to leprechauns.
Oh, by being pinched.
Now
I'm getting love.
Wearing green makes you invisible to leprechauns.
Maria says no clue, and I already forgot what I asked.
Oh, why do you get pinched if you're not wearing green?
Isn't that awful? So you get pinched because by not wearing green, you're invisible to leprechauns?
So when you are wearing green, yep, you're invisible.
Oh, okay. So if you're not wearing green,
leprechauns will see you.
Then a leprechaun will see you and pinch you.
Yep.
And I think it's funny because we don't want to invade other people's privacy, or other people's space by pinching them, and pinching hurts.
He asked David; he knows about it.
But back growing up, they would pinch you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, literally pinch you.
I bet.
And it would hurt. Almost a purple nipple. Anyway, so don't pinch people, but maybe say something.
It's okay, you can do it.
Here's Balik. I know you can. And this is a thimble from Balik. It goes inside this box, something like this, but you see it's got the shamrocks on it, and then this one, of course, has a different mark. But these are cool, aren't they? I love it, and I love that we have other things that are not Balik. Like these are Balik. See, these his and her mugs are Balik.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, they're getting pinched for not being any fun and dressing up.
Oh,
no, that's why they're getting slapped. They're getting pinched because the leprechauns can see them. They're getting slapped for not participating. I'm kidding, of course. But look how cute they are. Fun, aren't they fun? I love it.
So what is your favorite thing to do on St. Patrick's?
Okay, so as you can tell by my triplets I'm having, that I love to eat. And corned beef and cabbage is one of my favorite things.
Okay.
So is the corned beef and
cabbage?
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut, okay.
I love sauerkraut. So I do love sauerkraut. What's your guys' favorite? What do you guys like to make? Because one of the things, we did the cooking show last week, and we talked about pots and pans.
Really good question, Gabby. I have no idea. What is St. Patrick's Day?
The 17th.
The 17th. Okay, I thought it was.
It's always on March 17th, and I believe that would be next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yes, you're right.
Yep. So most things will happen either the weekend before or the weekend after.
Uh-huh.
Now, who's all going to O'Shillelagh's downtown? I went there once.
It's so busy down there.
Did you go there? Have you gone there before?
Yeah, only once.
I went there once, and I literally was in line for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
for
it was
beer
not
that
worth
you
it.
can literally make at home, guys.
Yeah, you can. And so drinking is, they get there early and drink.
Oh yeah, they're there all day. It's an everyday affair for them.
Yes, it is. So, cool. So there's more I'm going to grab. Do you have another, what we talked about?
I do.
Okay.
So here, this is two things about leprechauns that you guys probably did not know. They're lucky symbols. So obviously we did talk about the shamrock, but it says here that they're picking up four-leaf clovers. Leprechauns love shamrocks, but it is associated because of the luck of the Irish, and that's why it's really popular. And people associate the four-leaf clovers with saying luck of the Irish. And then the last thing is many looking forward to fortune also seek their gain in gold, but beware, these teeny tiny men are also known for giving tricks. They are said to deceive humans and serve them as warnings against greed. Some have even believed that they hide their gold simply in order to lure in the unsuspecting human, and when granting their captors 3 wishes, they often lead them astray.
That's interesting.
So don't be greedy on St. Patrick's Day.
Who knows what these are? Who knows what these are? These are lucky rabbit's foot.
And we have them in a ton of different colors.
Not so lucky for the rabbit. But these are lucky rabbit foots. And these are great to have, great to give during St. Patrick's Day, or any time really, because, and these were huge in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everybody had them, from earrings to hanging on keys to doing all sorts of stuff. Now, I do have these too, and these are older.
Those are cute.
And I gotta show you, because they're the cutest things in the whole world. Whoops, let's go this way. Okay, aren't they the cutest? They're both holding shamrocks. They are.
Top hat.
They are Napco wear. Napco wear, as you can see with the original sticker. And these probably date, Steve, if you're on, can you help me here? Probably the 50s, I would say. Because of the outfit, maybe 60s. They're gorgeous, aren't they? And these are small and little, so they can easily sit. And that goes in here. Yeah. Easily sit out. I mean, this one has its original hang tag on it. And it says, March Angel, the daffodil. There's no daffodils even on her. Isn't that hilarious? But she's got this because of March. And then this one, it's missing its little thing, but how cute are those, aren't they? I love the little top
60s,
hat, like he said. Oh, he said 60s? Okay, 60s. Yeah. I think those are so cool. So, did you know that I have for you is, let's talk about Chinese takeout.
Ooh.
Chinese takeout. Okay. How many of you knew that the Chinese takeout box, if you move the little metal containers out of it, it drops into a plate. So if you take the metal carrying thing out, the whole thing drops into a plate.
Wow.
And then you can easily close it back up, because I found out one of the reasons it was built that way is because when you eat rice with chopsticks, you have to go sideways to get it. So they made it so that it drops open so they can eat the rice, scoop the rice out.
I love how you love that.
Isn't that fantastic? I never even knew that. The little things you don't know. And look, there's the green M&M. Can you guys see it down there? The green M&M. Because she's green, she fits right into St. Patrick's.
Oh, she does.
She does. And, I mean, she's just fabulous. Isn't she? So, I'm going to talk again about, and I know that some of you have heard this, but Women's Month, the 28th, we are going to have a panel of successful entrepreneurs, of people who work in everyday fields, all women, talking about the women that inspired them to do what they do today, and the women of today that inspire them continually.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. I'm so excited for that. I wish it was today.
David, what are we going to do with the M&M lady? We're going to fill her up with a bunch of M&Ms?
Does he want her?
He does. He said we need the M&M.
There's also a red one behind the counter.
Touching base really quick on Jason's, did you know about how the takeout box opens up? I know you guys have seen these at McDonald's,
yeah, look at this.
Burger King. You get them almost anywhere. So let's just say you're dipping a chicken nugget in it and you got to smash the whole cup to get your chicken nugget in there. If you pull these,
they're meant to open.
And open it up, the whole thing opens up into a little miniature cup. So bigger than what this is, and now you can get your whole nugget in there.
Isn't that a trip? So we do these Did You Knows because I'm astounded every day of things I didn't know.
Yeah, and I love looking it up. Like,
I'm telling you.
Like this one, did you know that exact replica of Darth Vader is going to cost $18.3 million?
What do you mean, the suit?
The suit, yep. So if you want it to fit you, and you want the breathing apparatus, the prosthetic limbs, and the reality filter, $18.3 million.
Wow. So we have Easter coming up in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks. I believe it's the beginning of April. And just remember, during Easter weekend, we do a hunt for Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And that is happening again this year. And trust me, we find those Easter eggs throughout the whole year.
Months after.
Yes. And what that is while you are shopping, you find an Easter egg. You bring it up to us. We'll open it up for you. And inside of it would be a percentage off, anywhere from our standard 20% all the way up to 40% off individual and whole purchases.
Ooh.
Plus $10 gift cards. Now, those of you who've been in before and have been here during Small Business Saturday or Easter know that we run this sale only twice a year, and it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a doozy.
It's a lot of fun. And we have fun putting out the Easter eggs. We have fun spending the year finding them.
Yep, literally.
Because, of course, we never write them down. We just put them out and then say, oh, you found one.
And then I'm like, hey, Jason, here's an egg. Here's another egg.
Actually, a week before, last year on Easter, a week before Easter, somebody found an egg from the previous year.
LOL.
I'm telling you.
Just left it because
it just disappears sometimes. It's hilarious.
Better.
So there's a lot of cool things coming up.
Yeah, there is.
There really is. One of the other things I wanted to mention was I am looking for information from our customers and from people who just give us what they think the future of vintage and antique shops should look like. Okay, we're doing a little survey and we want to know what the general public thinks that the future of a vintage store or an antique store or both should look like in the future. Like, do we go all animated or animated? Do we go all automated where we're 100% aligned? Do you think that's what not us per se, just in general, the antique or vintage store?
Are you the type of searcher that likes digging through things, or are you the type of shopper that when you come into an establishment like this, you like to ask for something specifically and have one direct area to look for? Or are you the type of person who likes the hunt, who likes to look for things?
Right, and just, partnering with technology, non-partnering with technology, there's no clear understanding of what the future of vintage and antique looks like.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Other than the fact that no matter what you buy in a store like this will outlast anything you buy new.
Agreed.
So if you don't have a ton of money, going to a vintage and antique store and buying that couch or buying that piece of furniture would be more beneficial to you not having a ton of money, because you only have to buy it that one time.
Now, for the people who are watching who don't know the difference between antique and vintage, what is one easy reminder to let them know?
Car people, this does not include you, okay? So, vintage is 20 years. Technically, vintage is 20 years. So, unfortunately, 2002 is vintage, okay? Antique is 100 years. All right. So there's none of us are antique.
Right.
All right. We do have antique stuff here, but vintage is 20 years. Antique is 100 years. Retro.
Thank you, Robert.
What is that?
Your shop rocks.
Thank you. Retro means something totally different.
Yep.
Retro means it's a brand new item that is made in the style of something old.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So, like, for example, I know some people who have been watching, especially if you're a mom, have been to Hobby Lobby, the crazy $100 icebox that are literally labeled retro coolers, and they're all pastel, and they look like the old.
They're made to look like items that were around in the 50s and 60s.
Yep, but they're brand new.
So that's what retro is. And then vintage is true vintage.
Yep.
Meaning it's from the time period it says.
But 20 years.
20 to 100 years. So you've got an 80-year gap there. And then, of course, antique's 100 years. Now, when it comes to cars, that's completely different.
Yep.
An antique car is 25 years. Vintage is really probably 10, 15 years.
Right.
Yeah. But, so that's that. So, when we're talking on the 28th, we want to talk about vintage and antique stuff as well, because we want to tie it into our store, of course. But remember, if you guys, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what your vision of what a vintage, and not necessarily my store or mine and Steve's store, but just if you went to a state, some random state, and walked into a random vintage store, what would you want to see? And
an example for the people who are like me, who are struggling to think about your answer for that. Now, I know some people have been into shops where they have one owner, but there is 20, 15 booths of different various owners and their items. Now, you'd want to be specific in your answer. Like, are you the type of person, again, who would want to see things put again by like decades or time periods?
Type or I want to know what you want to see and what you want to. I had it all right in my head. So I swear to God, the older I get.
Patty, you're in your 60s. What are you talking about? You still got a long time to go before you're an antique.
Oh yeah, you're barely vintage.
Yeah.
So what is it that when you leave an antique or a vintage store, what is it that you remember? Do you remember? Is it the fact that there is somebody who is greeting you and talking to you and doing good customer service with you? Is somebody watching us? We have.
So sorry.
We have people outside watching us. Isn't that funny?
That was
I love
the
it.
funniest, scariest
So,
thing ever.
I wish I had an outside thing so I could start yelling at them.
David said more clothes.
Well, I would love to, space-wise. I'm talking about in general, not just my store.
Okay, so you hear that in general.
Okay, in general. When you step out of a vintage and antique store, I want to know what stays into your mind. Is it the customer service? Is it the knowledge of the people? Is it the variety to choose from? Is it the fact that it's clean and organized, and or is it the fact that it's not clean and organized and you love to dig? Those are the things I'm looking for.
Okay. So, like convenientness. Like, for example, I'm going to use one of our viewers right now, Patty. She dropped her Crazy Daisy platter, and I immediately knew that we had one, and that I could come right over here to our Pyrex and Corral section, and that we would have it.
So, employees' knowledge of the items they have. Employees' knowledge of stuff like that.
Maria said the Today Show, St. Clair Shores version.
I know, right? But we try to show stuff that we have so you can come in. You like the hunt? Yes. But the hunt based on what? Do you like to walk in and get your hands dirty? Or do you like to walk in and be able to walk around and go, oh, that's pretty? And that's a form of a hunt. Hunting would be going from store to store looking for a certain item. Or hunting would be you walk into a store, and pull up the arms, and start digging. So it's a matter of I just want to look at my company, look at my store and my company, our store and our company in a different light. So I need you guys to talk to me.
And let us know what we could do better.
Yes. But, so St. Patrick's Day, we talked about St. Patrick. And the fact that he changed his name to St. Patrick, or to Patrick when he became a priest. And that it was the Irish Rebellion that solidified green as their color. It was the church that appointed the shamrock to St. Patrick after he died.
As his botanical item.
As they do with all saints.
Which I thought was so crazy. Now I'm really interested, and I want to look up all the other previous saints to know what their botanical.
And so, you know, for 586, you could easily do a shamrock, like lip gloss really or something. Cool. The botanical of St. Patrick.
That would actually be really
Do you know
cool.
what I mean?
I love that.
You could tie every holiday into a saint at some point.
So here, Gabby said variety. What do you mean by variety, really quick? Let us know in the comments.
Okay, so when I say variety in a store, meaning a variety of different items. If somebody walks in and it's only clothes.
Okay, gotcha.
If somebody walks in and it's only streetwear.
Okay.
Versus other clothes.
Sure.
Or somebody walks in and it's all housewares only. Or do you like the variety where when you walk around the entire place that you actually are seeing multiple things? I prefer your senses be blown away.
Yeah, me too.
You know, so when you walk in, the color, the light,
But you said something really, really important earlier, and I felt like a lot of people, if you have not been into our store before, but you watch our shows and you kind of get a glimpse of in the background what it looks like here. If sensory overload is a thing for you, that may be a problem here. There's a lot to look at. Sometimes it takes people multiple rounds before they actually know what they're looking for, because
that's okay though.
That's okay. There's just a lot to look at, so don't ever be afraid to ask if you're looking at things, and don't feel like you're looking silly if you just stand here and just stare, because the ceiling's covered in magnets. Jason hangs things from the ceiling.
It is sensory overload, but yet there is a method to the madness, because as you walk around, you've got different departments, and you can stay within those departments, and therefore your sensory overload becomes a benefit to you.
It's a clean feel.
But that shock of, oh my God, I stepped into a retro time warp.
Yeah, literally.
Do you know what I mean? Is what I want to get. And that's what I want to find from all of my customers and all of you people. That sounded rude, sorry. So, St. Patrick's, I mean, we learned a lot about St. Patrick's today and the Green Onion.
And I feel like we overloaded them with all the facts that we could for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, remember, St. Patrick's Day is to have fun and to celebrate food and the festival. What is she saying?
Love that the store is sorted into sections for easier shopping.
That is great, and that's why we do not have vendors. Because once you have vendors, they rent first.
And they come and they bring certain things, and it's hard if you're a business owner and a person comes in and says, hey, do you have vintage Barbie? And you're like,
it's in 5 different booths.
Yeah, you're going to have to walk around every booth to try to find that Barbie.
See, I want you to be able to walk right to our tour section and see that. When you are dealing with vendors, that's almost impossible to do, because they rent space.
Yep.
And they keep their stuff within that space.
And usually the owner doesn't really care or know what inventory you have. It's not like they don't care, but they have their own inventory.
Well, not just that, they're dealing with other people and everything.
Exactly.
But then you run the risk of them not coming in and cleaning, or you not being able to move it around, or come down on price, or get a. We did not want that. We wanted you to walk in here. We wanted you to have that shopping experience like you have at Target, but use it, but with stuff that actually lasts.
Yep, absolutely.
Target. Hopefully, nobody from Target watched that. So we learned all of that. The Leprechaun, 3 to 5 inches tall. We do have some Leprechaun stuff. Some great
we have
St. Patrick things.
We have knickknacks, tchotchkes. Yeah. We have the green dresses, jewelry, button-ups,
and I know a lot of people have birthdays in March. And they're probably, if they're older than probably 15, they don't want anything related to St. Patrick's Day because they probably got it.
They don't care.
But something green would work, something to that effect. So come on in and take a look around. I try to make our employees as knowledgeable as possible. But I will guarantee you that you will not get a off-the-wall answer. If they don't know, they come and ask.
And I personally like to ask questions, so even if I have an idea, I will always let the customer know, I'm not sure, but I will gladly go and ask, just because I want our customers to be comfortable learning what we're telling them, and that it's not just
I agree.
Completely backwards.
But remember, and spread this along, share this to everybody, and I'll put out a separate post that if you are, because we are in a time right now where everything costs so effing much money, groceries, anything costs so much money. If you're in need of something utilitarian, dishes, glasses, pots and for your plants, stuff like that, which you're going to run over to Target or to Bed Bath & Beyond or to wherever, and you're going to drop some money for that stuff. The only thing is the way that we make them today is a lot less.
They're not built
quality.
To last.
They're built to only last for so long and then be replaced. In a store like this, in a vintage and antique store, in a secondhand store, you're buying quality.
Quality work.
So that glass set's going to be thicker. That dish set, they're going to be stronger. So you are actually going to be saving money. Is there people still watching us?
No. I made a joke and said the cast iron will be heavier, and if you watch last week's show, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So this stuff, you got to think long term when it comes to your money. If you are buying, like Art Van was a good explanation of this. Art Van, he was a mastermind when it came to furniture, because when you go to Thomasville or to any of the high end, you're going to pay a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to keep that furniture forever. Right? Well, people like to change how their living room looks. And they can't afford to go to Thomasville and buy that all the time. So what they do is Art Van created the throwaway furniture, meaning that he built furniture that lasted 2 years. 2 years, then you buy another one, because the standard person needs to change after 2 years.
David, that answers your question from earlier.
Okay.
He said why our couch is so expensive.
Because they're furniture, they're utilitarian, you need them. And so Art Van created something that would keep him in business longer. Because you buy something, it falls apart, you buy something else. So you're not so afraid of buying a new look. Well, we don't have that luxury where we can spend $500 every 2 years on a couch. So you buy.
We have another outside watcher.
Oh, we're getting people outside just watching. So buy vintage or antique. It has strong bones, and you change the color of the cushions.
Absolutely.
You get cushion covers, and you change the cover of cushions. That is going to help you save money in the long run.
Oh yeah. And you're taking something that you were just going to throw away that was going to hit a landfill, that you're going to give it a whole new life and have it for another 5 years.
So before you run out to buy that, the couch at Gardner White, or you buy something at Target, or you go to, I don't know, all the other stores that sell them, check your local vintage and antique store. They're small businesses. You're giving them the ability. Most of them are micro businesses, which actually is a step below small business. And you're giving them sustenance. You're giving them life.
Something to look forward to, because if you go to a store or a micro or small business that restores furniture, like vintage or antique furniture, and you just picked up a little end table, now you just filled up another 24 hours or another 42 hours of work for this business owner, because now they can go get another piece
or
of
another
furniture.
employee.
Yep, or another employee.
Plus, you're buying something that's going to last.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So this Thanksgiving, this St. Patrick's Day, think vintage.
Yep.
Think antique.
And think safe.
And think safe. Yes, absolutely safe. And also think green. Come in, take a look at what we have, and you never know what you might find.
I know, right? Literally.
Steve is I've never seen anyone buy like him before when it comes to unique and different things. Never have I ever, and I've been to a lot of vintage, and my father was a big antiquer. But, and in this industry, I've been to a lot of vintage and antique stores. And they tend to stay in one, the buyer loves something and it tends to stay that niche. Steve is so eclectic when it comes to what he buys, it's crazy.
Steve does have a good eye for stuff like that.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you so much. And remember, on the 28th, we have Women's History Month, and we're going to have a panel of people, and I'm excited. Yay! Hopefully
you'll catch us there.
Well, and hopefully you enjoyed the show tonight.
Yeah.
And
hopefully
you will send us feedback on what you look for, or what things you think of after you step out of an antique store that you wish that antique store had.
Let us know in the comments.
Yep.
You know the deal. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
We're really excited for the show that's going to be coming up at the end of the month. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you share it so all your friends and family can see it too.
And you'll see that I posted a thing about Women's History Month.
Yep.
And
we got a last minute commenter.
Always have some Celtic music in your collection.
Yeah.
Because I love it.
And I feel like it's super unique. I can't see it on here. I feel like it's that little
Oh, it's that little person. Oh yeah, and Saturday night into Sunday is Set Your Clocks Back.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited, and you know what? If there's somebody watching that has powers to be, please make that never change again.
Swear, because I was going to say everything that causes me to be sad is the lack of sun that we're not getting.
I know. I think it's a human trait. Also, we are all social beings. The brick and mortar will never disappear, so let's keep it around.
Yeah. And I love Time Warp. It's honestly probably one of my favorite stores.
If you haven't noted, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Especially when she's complimenting my store. If you haven't watched, check out the interviews with Dave Marconi and at the auto show for his Bubble Gunner.
Which is a great van, guys.
Which is cool. Check that out. Also, I did a post for the Miss Autorama.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Lana Lenore, for being in the top 5.
Woohoo!
And I did, of course, the cars.
Yeah.
And we will be, us along with the beautiful and awesome Lana Lenore, which hopefully you'll be able to see on the 28th. We are going to be doing gift sponsoring.
Oh, nice.
The Bombshell comic pinup in April.
That's gonna be
and fun. I'm so excited, and I'm so happy that you asked us to be a part of that, Lana. It was awesome.
Yay! Oh, we have one last minute viewer. Hello, last minute viewer.
So, anyways, we are going to be signing off here now, and I'm sorry, Matthew came right at the ending of it.
I was going to say the last minute viewers, you can just rewind in about 2 seconds and watch the whole video again.
So thank you, and you guys have a good night and a safe thing. We'll see you on next Tuesday beforehand.
Yep.
But be safe. Have somebody to be your designated driver. I do not want to see you in one of my classes.
Ubers and Lyfts give out free codes for occasions like this, so please make sure you get those apps and get those free codes, because again, it's free. It's free, and it could possibly save your life or somebody else's.
Because we want you all here all the time.
All the time.
All right, you guys have a good night, and we will talk to you soon.
Later,
bye.
skaters.